You are now tuned into the Regular Azz Podcast.
And you already know this is your boy D-Boy Bino, aka Mr. Half Info, aka Mr. 732 is in the building. Yeah. Yeah, you already know.
And I'm not last this time. I'm second.
Yeah.
Sauce, aka the host with the all moves. Thanks for tuning into the Regular Azz Podcast Episode 299 now?
299.
Episode 299. It's a big one.
Definitely.
Episode 299. Before we even give a clap or hands up, I want to welcome our special guest that we have today, which is, we have Renee and Corey from Kiwanis International.
Yes.
Okay, kind of introduce yourself a little bit. Corey, you first, Corey.
Sorry, so my name is Corey Lewin. I am a member of the Asbury Park Kiwanis, and I'm also a co-chair of this year's Feed AP event we're putting on. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about it. But, you know, the Kiwanis of Asbury Park was rechartered here in 2020. And we're looking for ways to reach the community, help those in need, help children is really one of the main aims of the organization. And, you know, we're looking to find ways to make a difference in our community.
Great.
Yes. Always important.
Your turn, Renee.
I'm Renee Lerman, and I too am a member of the Kiwanis International, and such a beautiful, group of people, all service driven, and I've lived here for 6 years, but I've had intimately just a relationship with this community. I saw it when it was, trying to get back on its feet, and there's multiple organizations that are doing what we're doing. So what I want to do today is highlight the Kiwanis, but also highlight the fact that we are on this upswing of service in Asbury Park, and we will get to it. I can name drop multiple organizations, but we'll get to it.
Yes, we will. I want to thank y'all for coming out and being a part of the Regular Azz Podcast. And we let y'all know we here to support y'all. We are Asbury natives. One time,
Yes.
We appreciate the support. So one time for the Kiwanis.
Go Bishops.
Actually, absolutely, go Bishops. And it just feels nice to see somebody who want to support, like all the organizations. Like you said, there's a lot of them out there that's trying to support and help Asbury grow, especially on our west side. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And, we appreciate it. Just let y'all know y'all very much appreciate it.
Yes, definitely. Once you looked out and reached out, I was like, yo, let me talk to my, talk to my partner. I already know I could have said no without him, but that was just amazing because, I'm talking. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. How you want to do it? Let's get it done. We're all for it.
So
Yeah.
the event that's y'all next event that's going on is Feed AP. You can find that on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Hashtag Feed AP. You'll be able to find it probably easier through that, or you could go to the Kiwanis website, right? Is it Kiwanis.com? You want to get the spelling right in there?
It's our Facebook group is
Facebook group.
yeah,
That's probably the easiest, or you can follow
Right.
us on Instagram as well.
Okay.
and
At Kiwani, I'm sorry. At Kiwani's on Instagram.
We are Asbury Park Kiwanis.
Kiwanis.
Okay.
Kiwanis. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's say it right. Kiwanis.
the funny thing is when we first started going out and trying to get members involved, the thing you hear back is, Kiwanis, who's that? they don't know. It felt like cult-like, you're trying to get people to join the cult.
Yeah.
But now that's what I'm saying. We've been doing a lot, and so people are starting to notice the Kiwanis, and it's effortless right now for us, I believe, in terms of getting people to with space for us, because now they see that we're coming and we're all for the community and we're recognizable. There are faces attached to the name now.
That is ground. Okay, you
Yeah.
know, the land, and also the people out there doing the groundwork.
Yes.
You know, and making it happen. So, is it true that y'all plan to feed 38, or y'all have fed more than 38 million people?
Oh, no.
So these stats about food insecurity, right? So about one in 9 Americans face some sort of food insecurity. People think about food insecurity, and that's not to say that people are starving or that they don't have anything to eat, but just healthy and balanced meals are not something that they have regular access to. So there are a lot of people in the community, and even in our city here in Asbury Park, we've got a poverty rate right around 26%. And so there are a lot of families that are within our community that we probably, people we interact with every day, right? People we see at the store, people we see at the parks, people we see walking down the street who may not know where their next healthy and sustainable meal is going to come from. And so as a result, we just wanted to put together a drive to not only connect these families with food, but to also connect them hopefully with resources. And longer term, make sure that they have what they need to ensure that their families and their children are receiving the nutrition that they need.
Yeah, beautifully said. And food insecurity, like she said, it's just a family having to choose between a bill and a grocery list, or an elderly having to choose between medication or groceries for the day. And she brought up a great point. There's so many resources available, but accessibility is an issue. Sometimes people just don't know. Or pride is a factor. Sometimes I remember growing up. Yeah, like you don't want to join a line. You don't want to say I need. But what we try to do is make it normal. It's okay to accept this because you're going to see other people on the line too.
Exactly. And especially in this time, right? We're dealing with the pandemic. People's jobs are uncertain. The economy is uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainty, and we just think that having access to healthy and nutritious food shouldn't be something that people are consistently worried about when there's so much else that needs to
And that's the very definition of food insecurity.
Right.
And so last year we chartered in October 2020, and chartered meaning so the Asbury Park Kiwanis was here 30 years ago. They actually started the Boys and Girls Club of Monmouth County.
What?
Yes, and applause.
What time? I grew up in the Boys Club.
But since then, I mean, a lot has happened with the dichotomy of Asbury Park and the Renaissance that he's seen, the ups and downs. And so the charter kind of went is that the word?
Yeah, the organization disbanded.
And we rechartered during the pandemic. And I just signed up with them during the first Feed AP campaign. And basically same model. We crowdsource for the funds to purchase these boxes. Now, they're coming from an organization, it's a nonprofit out of Lancaster, PA. They're called Blessings of Hope. And they basically, Corey, you know the stats on this more than I do.
I think, yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
So,
You got it, Corey.
I'll take it away, right? You can make it on there. So last year, right? And last year, obviously, a whole host of challenges that we were facing last year, but inflation wasn't as much of a concern as we see now. So last year, the boxes were $8 a box. This year, same organization, pretty much same setup, and now the boxes are $9.25. But that $9.25 is a box that's enough to feed a family of 4. So when you think about donation, you think about getting involved in potentially helping us out with our mission here with Feed AP, a $10 donation can feed a family of 4. Like that's so it doesn't have to be a huge involvement just be whatever you have to give. But the partnership that we have with Blessings of Hope has really been able to help us kind of keep the pricing down and to make sure that we can feed as many families as possible. And last year we fed over 500 families.
Yes. Applause.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah. We're the applause button.
Applause. I wanted to fill in real quick. Like you said, $10 could feed a family of 4. $10 can only feed one person.
Right, exactly.
You know, I mean, I'm in a fast food restaurant, I can only feed one person. I'm feeding the whole family of 4.
And that's really the big thing with food insecurity. That's why it's such a difficult problem in our society. Because people have money that they can spend on food, but the money that they have isn't going to get them very far, right? I used to have a job where I would be on the road all the time, right? I'd travel a lot, I'd be on the road, so I'd be eating McDonald's, I'd be at drive-thrus, I'd have 2 meals a day at fast food. By the end of the week, I would just feel terrible. And it would just kind of be like, what? I guess it's because I'm traveling, I guess this, and I'd be like, no, because I'd just been eating, fast food all week. And then once I got home and I made myself a vegetable, right? And then all of a sudden now we're back on track. Exactly, drank some water, got some good rest. But like imagine the impact that that has on children going to school, right? Imagine how
The clarity they have in the
Exactly.
classroom, their ability to. The thing that hit me last year was the food. What's that called again? The food bank of the year.
Which one?
Fulfilled.
Oh, Phil.
Like they posted something about this child that she broke down on her virtual reality class. She just started crying to her teacher, and when the teacher inquired if she was hungry, and that broke my heart. And that was in the middle. That was during the pandemic, and I'm like, that's one child. Like how many of them are like holding that in? And so for me, it breaks my heart to know that these statistics are real and
Go ahead.
and basically that child doesn't feel comfortable with either telling the parent or telling the teacher, and it had to come to a breakdown. Right? So like I said earlier, we have to start normalizing. It's okay to say I need.
Right.
It's okay or providing a confidence, safe space for them to report that type of need.
Mm-hmm.
But not just the child, but the family on a whole.
And also speaking on the other end, when we talk about pride, like say somebody want to donate and you're thinking like, if you can't donate $1,000, then what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like it's okay too. On that side, if you got $10, $5, whatever you got, give it up. All of it counts. Every little bit counts.
Exactly.
Because you're helping. Like when we grew up, like going to like boys clubs, like school, going to school early in the morning. I used to go to school a couple of days in the morning and get my breakfast. Things of that nature. On the go get your stuff from the church.
And that wasn't something that we always had. We didn't always have breakfast in schools when we came up.
Yeah.
Like for the first, what?
It started in middle
Like,
school.
like third, and it started in the middle school first before it got to elementary.
Okay.
So my sisters used to take me to the middle school, eat breakfast there, and then walk to Ben's Avenue School.
Yeah.
So we had to do it like that, and then the program finally came to the elementary school. It helps out a lot.
It does.
You barely eat dinner, so you wake up and then there's no breakfast.
And you find, I'm not sure what the resources looked like at that time. I'm sure you probably didn't have options, but right now, you can get a meal at Macromites on this day. Asbury Park Dinner Table, in collaboration with Sammy's Street Food on Main Street. You can get a meal on that day. You could go to Jersey Shore Rescue Mission and get a meal on that day. We need to start making. Yeah, you guys have a platform and people follow you. You need to start making sure that the community proper knows what's available for them. And that's gonna be an approach that I personally want to take, because separate from the Kiwanis, I have been doing this for 5 years, cooking out of my own kitchen. and delivering food to people that I basically just like stalk them.
That is probably the best word. Really.
I mean, what you're passionate about, what
Yes.
you know, and your main intentions.
Yeah, and I've seen the impact it's made. I've seen how families are now, open to receiving, and it's getting so much better. And I hate I don't like self praise. So I will always talk about the community and how, as a community, we're all trying to tackle food insecurity, among other issues. But for the most part, food insecurity. What you just said resonated. The program got better since you were a child.
It was a long time. It wasn't that long ago.
And that's a
but-
testimony.
But that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
Over 30 years ago.
So a little bit more about Feed AP and donations.
So, I mean, I would say from a donation standpoint, listen, we understand that not everybody's got money to spare right now, right? We get that, it's a tough time for a lot of people. So even just spreading the word, letting people know that this is an event that we have going on. People that you feel like might want to contribute to our cause, and people that you also feel like might benefit from what it is that we're trying to do. And ultimately, like we want to get the word out there about our event, about what we're trying to do in the community, and then with the hopes that other people who might feel called to help others might feel inclined to
Join
get
us.
involved in our next efforts.
Yeah. Even on a volunteer front.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another thing, community service. Because I remember at one point in my life, I didn't know community service, right? It just felt like not like a burden, but like I don't know what it was. I just couldn't get myself to do it.
Right.
But then once I started doing it, I
Feels
started
good.
looking for it. Started
Right.
looking for more
Right.
community
Feels
service.
good.
And I wanted to be
It
involved in
feels
everything.
good.
Like, it's crazy, like, because I'm a part of an organization also called the Cassie Brothers, if you ever heard of it before, based out of Asbury Park Community Fraternity. They were established in 1982, so they've been around a while. And we do our part.
You guys saw them at a tabling event in the summer in the park.
Yes, at the spring
Park, yeah.
Yes, we were out there for a couple events. Asbury Park Day was one, and then another event we was out there we was actually on the barbecue on the grill.
Yeah.
Out there.
Yeah, I was out there. You guys are doing an amazing job, by the way.
One time.
Yes.
He was out the house to that.
So we've been getting more and more involved over the years, definitely with the city and building our relationship with the actual, city down there. We received an award from them one time before the pandemic. Also, thank you for the city of Asbury Park.
And so this tickles me because this is what I want to hear. I want to let you guys know at any point, like we can collab.
Right.
Like the Kiwanis is here. I like to have this hands across organization approach. You know what I mean? However I can help you, however you guys can help. We will be coming knocking. I will be knocking at your door. Because we have one common goal, so it should be easy.
And that's like you said, the collaboration part of it is really key because different organizations have different influence. They have different communities that they're involved in more intimately. Like Kiwanis, we focus on children, but another organization might have a different focus. So really, it's about getting the word out there, letting people know that if they want to help and if they feel like they need support, they feel like they need reinforcements, right? That there are other organizations that are here that are more than happy to help pick up some of that slack so we can make a bigger difference.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very happy about it.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's been doing this for a while now, and come out, like what I mean. I'm doing this.
Russian,
And,
but
I have a family member that's been in there for a long time or whatever, and like, oh, you already a part, but I'm not a part. You know what I mean? So I'm from the outside looking in, and just to come and support you guys is definitely a big thing for me. It's motivation, inspiration. Definitely appreciate everything.
appreciate you.
Trying to look out for
And if y'all feel like him, don't feel like that. Don't feel like you're on the outside of this. Like this is like the more of us, the better. You know, and we are a part of this. Like we all, like you said, we all have a common goal, and we all trying to get something accomplished. So it's no problem. Nobody feel like you're on the outside. You're on the inside. Everybody's here to help if you want to.
Stronger communities, healthier communities, like it's only good things, right, for people who are coming up now. If you can make a change in the community, if you can kind of help alleviate some of the struggles that people might have that they're not getting support from, that they should have support with, you can make a difference, you can reach people, then that can really change the trajectory of kids' lives, of people's lives.
And I do believe that we're seeing that. We're seeing how, because of multiple involvements and the passion that one individual put in, it trickles down. It further inclines someone else to do their part, which is kind of what happened with AP Tennis Initiative. Aaron Williams, he just started a nonprofit in Asbury Park to revitalize the tennis courts in Asbury, to resurface them. AP Tennis Initiative, they just became a 501c3 in January, I believe January 19th. And right now they're trying to work on the middle school tennis court just to resurface it. It's not going to be in clay, but we are, the Kiwanis is partnering in the future with them to fundraise equipment, funds for equipment for them. I think that's a beautiful thing. I love that, you can't just like focus on extracurriculars being basketball or football. Teach them chess, bring something else to the table. Teach them tennis, teach them just like getting something different. And I love that Aaron took the initiative because he's a tennis player. He and his brother Dana, God rest his soul, used to play tennis in Asbury. And when he came back and he's like just doing a ground check, he realized Asbury Park is one of the only shore towns with tennis courts. So this initiative is.
This program was very small. Like we didn't have it in middle school. We had it in high school, but it was very small. I know maybe 2 people.
And
that participated.
did they use the practice back then?
They protected at high school. They had a.
When they did it
before they did it over. Yeah.
Okay.
So they they did the whole stadium over and got rid of the tennis courts.
They got rid of the tennis. So right now there's a lot of groundswell behind AP Tennis Initiative. Atlantic Club is donating tennis rackets. I think they just posted on their website all these kids at the Boys and Girls Club with their rackets. So that's an ongoing mission right now. So you see multiple.
That's probably not.
There's like multiple initiatives around here that's gonna back his. You know what I mean? Like everybody wants a piece of it. Everybody wants to support Aaron Williams and the amazing job he's doing. And stay tuned. We're gonna be involved.
One time for Aaron Williams.
One time for Aaron Williams, AP Tennis Initiative. One time for the Boys and Girls Club.
So, what comes with
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What comes with the like when you feed the family of 4? Like what are like certain starters, like the food that you actually give? Like maybe some people don't, maybe.
Yeah, so it's the box. It's really going to be dependent on what we get from Blessings of Hope. It'll give us kind of a standard. This is what you get, but we're gonna be providing it's fresh food,
Yes.
Which is so important. But you'll have fresh, meat, vegetables, fruits, grains.
Last year, I don't think last year, are we allowed to talk about what's in the boxes? What's up? Are we allowed to say what's in the boxes? Last year we had everything that you just said, but are we allowed to say specifically?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know exactly.
So last year,
I can't be
right,
going to send you
like this year might be different, right? But last year, because I worked in a plant, and predominantly it was staffed with Haitian Creole and Mexicans and people who live here, work here, and they loved it. I loved hearing, oh my God, my daughter is still, like, she's still like taking the little pizzas and stuff to work or to school, and it was, they're basically, like, it's a good box. It's a good box. Everything she said, but like, I was shocked when I opened it up because they took time. They cared. They literally care about what's going into, this whole thing. Yeah.
The reason why I asked that is because it's just what I know from growing up, like what used to be in it where the macaroni, whatever, you make your meal. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's just not one night. Like, you know what I mean? It's nights of food. And like, you know what I mean? You might spend your last $30 on feeding everybody you have. You can stretch it out and it helps. Like, you know what I mean? Put your pride to the side, shake it off, and definitely either donate or don't be scared to, look it up and see where you can go. So, basically, y'all are churches or whatever. You let them know where everything will be going down.
Right. So if you go to the Monmouth County Social Services Office in the municipal building, you'll have, so we have a different flyer for the distribution date. So it says Springwood Avenue, March 26th. What's the time again? 8 till?
That's the whole time. So I think the actual distribution is going to be 10 to 2.
10 to 2. Right, so March 26th, 10 to 2, this is a whole different flyer. So this one is what we use to crowdsource the donations. And the other flyer, of course, is going to be at the places that people now go to for food. So they could, have that on their date. The city is also going to post the distribution date, and they're going to post the flyer for the crowdsourcing. It should. I don't want it to be just come and take a box and go. You can, but you can. I want to have resources. I'm working on that. Having some resources out there, pamphlets. We just had Interfaith Neighbors just did a new launch center. It's geared at helping with job training and life coaching and stuff. So we plan to not just give you food, teach a man to fish, not just give him a fish type of approach.
Exactly.
Right.
So what is the exact ways to donate? Like if somebody's watching this right now?
Yeah, so we have a text to donate, which is I think it's on that flyer.
I have it on.
Oh, okay. It's not on here. So we do have a text. Oh, here we go. We have a text to donate number. So it's 732-217-4490. And you just text hashtag FeedAP2022. And then that'll take you to a place where you can actually make the donation there directly. There's also on the flyers that we have, there's a QR code. So you can scan the QR code. That'll take you right to the website. Right. And then we also have like a link that we can share with you guys too, which is another way to donate, but it'll take you to the same place. And then like we said, $9 covers a box for a family of 4. So you can, whatever amount feels comfortable, but just know, that's the amount of money it really could take to make a difference in the life of a family.
If you're watching the video, we're gonna put the link right here. Put the link
right there.
right here.
Put it right in your face, right in my hand.
Somewhere around there is gonna be the link, and your donation is very much appreciated.
Thank
ahead
you.
of time, just to let you know.
Absolutely.
Please, anything will help.
And please spread the word to people that you feel like maybe might benefit from from these resources and from this food drive that we're having, because ultimately that's really what the goal is. Right? The goal is the purpose isn't to just to raise money, right? The end goal is to feed families and to make a difference in their lives.
So I guess we'll do 5 just to start right now. We'll feed 5 families today. So encourage everybody else to donate, and whatever you have, just put it in. Pride to the side.
Pride to the side.
Pride to the side. Definitely.
Yeah, I want to thank y'all though for reaching out to me, because I'm happy we found out when I discovered your organization. Really, I really am.
absolutely. And thank you guys so much for having us.
Yes,
For
definitely.
what you guys are
Anytime.
doing, and
Anytime y'all have an event, just let us know.
Absolutely.
We can we'll make time, we'll be there.
That's
We'll be there to support you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
we appreciate it so much.
Yes, definitely.
So, go ahead, wrap us up, man.
You already know what this is, man. It's your boy D-Boy Vino, aka Mr. Half Info, aka Mr. 732 is out the building. Yeah, definitely. So, say his name and give him the outro.
Renee Lerman, I'm out. CAP 2020 donate, 2022 donate, please.
I'm not even gonna give that one a go, y'all. Like,
I forgot my year.
Well, that's Corey. She out of here.
Applause.
One time.
One time
Feed
for Corey.
AP.
For Corey right now. Absolutely. Last but not least, Asbury Sauce, aka the host with the almost. Thanks for tuning into the Regular Azz Podcast Episode 299. We appreciate everybody for supporting. You already know where to get us at: Deezer, Stitcher, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio.
All major
platforms. You also can watch us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram at the Regular Azz Podcast.
Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe on YouTube, comment, everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And one big applause and we out of here.
Thank you.
Azz Podcast. That's a great name. At first, I thought he said red glass, and now I know he said regular ass
Podcast.
That's
Got
dope.
a
Shouts to
little
the
alliteration. You know what I'm
Shouts to
saying?
the Regular Azz Podcast.